Guys, welcome back to another vlog. So today we have the Maruti Suzuki Ignis. So before moving on to the next one, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do consider subscribing. So this car comes with the courtesy of Nexa Friendly Motors, which is here in Mysore, Vanvilas Road. So if anyone of you planning to buy a new Suzuki vehicle, please do go visit them. So I have left a link in the description for their address and contact number. You can contact them from there. So moving on to the pricing section, it starts from 4.89 lakhs to 7.19 lakhs. So there are actually 4 variants available in this vehicle, which is Sigma, Delta, Zeta and Alpha, and actually it's available on both manual and automatic transmissions. So now let's straight away open the bonnet of the vehicle. So before moving on to the specifications of this vehicle, I'm gonna tell you one more thing. The Maruti Baleno and the Swift has the same exact engine. So the car is powered by 1.2 liter VVT engine, which produces 81 bhp and 113 Nm of torque. The first thing you would notice is the unconventional design language. The LED projected headlamps with a U-shaped LED daytime running lamps will ask for a second glance. Made it to the black and chrome grille with a Suzuki logo, as well as the large front bumper give the compact crossover a front fascia that hasn't been usually seen on the Maruti Suzuki car. The Baleno and Ciaz being the exceptions here. Move on to the side, there is 15-inch alloy wheel available on Zeta and Alpha trims, which are wrapped up in 175/65 R16 section rubber. The strong shoulder line with a large glass area clearly states that this is a no conventional hatchback but a compact crossover which cannot be missed. So you do get the spoiler, the body color spoiler with a stop lamp as well. So moving on to the back design is actually quite similar to the Maruti Ritz, which was before, which is discontinued now. So the tail lamps is completely halogen. There is no any kind of LEDs used. So moving on to the boot section of this vehicle, the boot space is really good at this segment. So it's a small car segment, but the boot space is really huge. It's actually 260 liters. I mean, it has good amount of space. There is no anything to complain in this section. So moving on to the passenger side of the vehicle, so you can see the door design is really quite well done. So you do get the passengers request sensor also. So as you can see, it's a dual tone interior. The white and black is really good. It's like more creamy than white, but you do have this kind of silver aluminum thing which you can grab and close the door, which gives the good look to the door as well. So you do, and the top end variants, you have this beautiful resin type seat cars which are really good. So the AC vents have been designed in like the carbon fiber touch, but it's not the original, but it has this design of the carbon fiber. So moving on to the glove box section, so the glove box is really huge. There is 2 sections which they have been done, so you can keep a lot of things in that. I mean, there is good amount of boot space, there is good amount of glove box space where you can keep a lot of things. So you do have the request sensor, like I said, for the driver side as well. So the door design is quite similar to the other side, but it has the buttons for the electronic mirrors and the power windows to lock and unlock the door. I really like the design of that aluminum rod thing where it's for the supporting. So on the left side of the steering wheel, you have the controls for the wipers. The wipers work really well because it has this huge wiper blades which cleans up the complete glass. So you do have the single speed rear wipers as well in this vehicle with the washer. So on the right side of the steering wheel, you have the controls for the headlights and the fog lamps as well as the indicators. So I really like the steering wheel of this vehicle. The steering wheel is really a standout. There is no any kind of bulky design or anything. It's really small and funky. So on the right side bottom of the steering wheel, you have the controls for the engine start stop button and fog lamps. So now here you will be able to trace the Suzuki lineage thanks to the common switch gear, but even then, by Maruti's usual standards, this is very huge and unique cabin. The exterior funkiness carries over the interior with body colored coded inserts around the gear lever and door pulls. The dash is really unique, black and white two-tone scheme that looks really nice. The infotainment is actually borrowed from the Baleno or Brezza, is now mounted like an iPad in the same fashion as the new Mercedes and BMWs, and the instrumentation lighting is supposed to be inspired by EDM. It didn't give me a headache, so I can't clarify the later claim. So the space inside is also remarkable. For a car that is only 3.7 meters long, there's enough and more room up front, and because the driver seat is high set, the ingress and egress is really good. The visibility is pseudo SUV and the driving position is so good. I didn't complain too much about the lack of telescopic adjustability for the steering wheel. So on the bottom side of the infotainment system, you have the controls for the air conditioning. The air conditioning, the unit, it looks really good. It has this kind of aircraft design where you have to like put down the buttons and up. So it's just a common thing. You have the separate screen for it too. So overall, the interior design have been done brilliantly. I can say it's very unique. It's like a standout from other Suzuki cars. So you have the controls for the USB and aux on the bottom side. You do have the 12 volt charger socket to charge your phones and laptops. So moving on to the bottom side of the vehicle, you have the two cup holders and some space to keep some of your stuff. So moving on to the transmission types, you actually comes with two transmission types, which is 5-speed manual, which is this, and actually it has the AMT, which or AGS auto gear system as Maruti calls it. The principle is same as any AMT. It's manual gearbox with an electronic controller operating the clutch. And then you do have the rear view mirror, which has to be adjusted manually, and you do get the passenger vanity mirrors for the passenger side. So moving on to the back, the door design actually have been done very brilliantly. It has two-tone design, which is white and black. So even though the driver seat have been pulled all the way back, it has a lot of space where I can sit comfortably. So in the back you do have the cup holders. I was really amazed by the space this car has. So now let's drive and see how the car drives. So driving the 2020 Ignis now. So I drove the petrol manual Ignis, and the first time I floored it, it was stalled. Okay, this isn't a 200 HP hot hatch, but for a little 1.2 liter 82 bhp petrol engine, which also passed a Baleno and a Swift. So Ignis has a remarkably zippy nature with wheel spin easily available and a sprightly initial turn of a speed to jump in front of all in the traffic lights. It is also a very refined motor, inaudible at takeover, and with a nice note when revved. In fact, it is a perfect accomplishment to the Ignis. A zippy motor in a light car makes for a genuinely fun city commuter. And the gearbox is excellent with a slick short throws and a very precise operation. So the Ignis can do 140 clicks on the highway, but at the speed the engine is trained and approaching its limits. However, the chassis has composure, and the Ignis isn't all over the place, displaying quite competent road manners. So what is surprising is, or maybe it shouldn't be considering on high ground clearance, the ride quality is quite good, a fair bit taller than the Baleno that crashes into patrols and ruts. The better road manners along the higher seating position and a cabin that feels more airy, though the Baleno is more spacious for rear seat passengers, makes the Ignis a much nicer car to drive on daily commute, better than the Baleno, I can say. So now let's do 0 to 100 acceleration and see how fast the car goes to 100. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like, share, and don't forget to subscribe.